I'm always getting pulled different jobs because someone else thinks is good for me. Nobody seems to care about my family. So this is what I wanted to do. But you know what? I can't control a lot, but I can control when I retire. So
Sure.
I'm going to just retire. I'm going to walk away. And I swear to God, not even 2 months later, they start freaking changing command, investigation, all hell starts breaking loose. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I hadn't been retiring, would this be happening right now?
Once
Right?
they know, then you're no longer part of the team. They go for you. Yeah.
But I think that guy really didn't like me for whatever his reasons. And I really think that. I think he really didn't like my boss, Captain Grimes. And because he couldn't do nothing about that, because Captain Grimes retired, and because he couldn't do nothing about how much everyone loved us for what we had done, he
Yeah.
was petty, bro. He was petty, and he was gonna just. And there was people that didn't like me at the command too. Yeah, you had some haters, not always, right? You served with me. I'll tell everybody the exact same truth. I don't. And I'll say it with good, intelligent words too. I won't even swear. I just won't say it quietly. I won't
Yeah.
whisper it to you.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear me when I say these words to you, right? Catch them quickly. They're coming in, and they make, but they just made mountains out of molehills, and then they drug, just like what happened to you. I mean, again, I lived under an investigation for 10 freaking months until right before I retired, and for no reason. Like literally, I remember one of the highest levels of the command master chief community came to Guam, and he calls me up. Gary, come pick me up, bro. So I drive over there and I pick him up, and he gets in the car, and he's like, bro, what the hell's going on? I'm like, I tell him everything. He's like, why didn't you ever call me, bro? What are you gonna do about it, dog? First of all, you're a master chief. This dude's a freak. You guys really aren't in power. You're really not,
No.
right? You can do nothing about this, right? So calling you is just me gossiping about myself. I have no reason to do that. Number two, for my defense strategy, I needed to go as long as possible until they make a mistake, because then we're gonna my trap is set. I was just waiting for him, right? I was just waiting for him. I mean, unfortunately, I had gone through enough in my career that I knew how wrong this was. But I also was just trying to be okay and not be crazy, right? And honestly, I asked to come off the dot like 3 times, and you're doing a great job, Gary. Stay there. Like when think about that, bro. When a command master chief says, maybe I shouldn't be the CMC anymore, everyone's like, no, because you're not gonna find anybody better than me, bro. You
Yeah.
know that. Even me on my worst day, I'm gonna clock a bunch of other dudes, right? And so again, so when I got the call for you, right? Again, I'm going through what I'm going through. I'm like, oh, too easy. I got this, dude.
Plus,
And because
you know where it's coming from, so you probably sniffed through it anyway.
I love Chiefs.
Yeah.
I love Chiefs. I can't stand these 78s or E9s, but I love Navy Chiefs, right? And I found out very quickly within our first conversation that you were a Navy Chief, right? Because that was what I said. I said, we got to talk, right? And we had a phone call, and then you and I spoke, and I said, done, because it's that I could smell a chief from a mile away.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
smell it from I just how it is, bro. And I built my career off helping other people.